Time to round up a big story from the week. Is the Christmas holiday falling victim to political correctness? The city of Orange, east of Houston, has taken their nativity scene down outside City Hall after an atheist group asked to display a Happy Holidays banner at the site as well. The group said they didn't mind the nativity scene as long as they could have their banner as well. But they took down the scene to avoid a legal battle, drawing criticism. And that's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also weigh in on Twitter. Use the hashtag Fox26forlife. Joining us live in the newsroom is our panel led by our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico, our news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
All right, so there's one at the state capitol that is still up, but the city of Orange decided to take theirs down. Did they make the right move legally, or would they have really faced any challenges?
Such an interesting question. You have this group that comes up and says, you know, First Amendment says we all get to be represented, so put this banner up. And the banner wasn't anti-Christian, it wasn't anti-Christmas, it was just a Happy Holidays banner that recognized every religion, even from an atheist group. And so for the city to back down this way and take this down and say now we can't have a nativity scene because other people want to have their banners up, I think was a knee-jerk reaction that was a mistake. Got Dan Patrick involved, Jackie Valley, but what this group said was, let's just recognize everybody instead of just Christianity. What's wrong with that?
Well, then how many groups are we actually going to recognize? For instance, we have the Jewish holidays, we have several different groups because we are becoming so diverse in our country. So we have so many different religions. In Sugar Land and Fort Bend, they had a statistic out and it's in the hundreds. And so when they decide that they're going to put a banner up for everyone, when does that actually stop? I think what we've been seeing the last several years is that we are becoming so diverse and becoming so PC that as a result, we are looking at our normal traditions and questioning that. And I think Christians have a right to say, look, it is Merry Christmas. We have the right to say Merry Christmas. Our Constitution and our laws, our forefathers came here based on Christianity. Why is that a problem?
This group didn't say anything about saying Merry Christmas. They just said, let's recognize everybody. I mean, last time I read the First Amendment, and what keeps us free is that document that says everyone gets represented.
Well, I think we see everything from a partisan, divisive lens now, and I, for one, I'm tired of it. I grew up in New York, where Christmas makes even crusty New Yorkers happy. You ice skate around Rockefeller Center under a big tree, and so in my mind, I find that people that are hyper about filing a lawsuit every time they see something that represents faith in the public life in a 70% majority Christian country that we say in God we trust on our dollar bills, and on the other side, people that have these talking points ready to come out and declare war on everything else. I rather it just be stopped. I rather just go Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and to all a good night.
Let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Let's take a look at Twitter right now and see what folks are saying here. Joe Desatel says Governor Abbott, Ken Paxton, and Dan Patrick are all misleading their followers about the nativity scene in Orange. Folks claiming that they're trying to set the record straight here that the atheist group didn't ask for the nativity to be removed, just to add the Happy Holidays banner. This guy says, I absolutely back the separation of church and state, but we are granted the right to exercise our religious views. Why do they need to put the banner up? Where in the atheist Bible does it say they need to do this?
Most of those I agree with. Actually, all of them I agree with, because there isn't anywhere that says you should be putting it up. But there's also, they never asked to take it down. They just said, you don't want your nativity scene, that's fine. We want to put our banner up too. That is all perfectly lawful. But there is one thing, Mustafa, I'm going to come back to both of you, but one thing I want to get you to weigh in on. What's wrong with everyone recognizing everyone else's religious holiday and leaving it alone? In other words, Christmas and Easter are the two biggest religious Christian days of the year. So why can't the other religions just say that's their day?
And I think that we all should. I think that we create this environment in which we want to politicize every part of our life. And this is something that's a joyous occasion. there's no reason to send out, dust off your talking points that you use every year and put them on, it can't be on the fax machine anymore, it's too long, but just toss them out. And it feels like we create these artificial fights just to fight. And I think we need to give that up.
Speaking of that,
I want to comment on what he said about politicizing, because I think the one thing that we saw with the Equal Rights Ordinance is that when it comes to faith and when we're talking about religion, it is not Democrats versus Republicans, because we saw in the 60-40 vote in Houston alone, the 60% was comprised of Democrats and Republicans based on their faith.
Isn't in this instance the city of Orange and Dan Patrick and the governor making a mountain out of a molehill when they never said take it down?
Well, that's my point. Everyone's talking about Dan Patrick and the city of Orange, and they're talking about Republicans, but it's actually people with strong faiths. They are making a statement for a lot of other Texans and a lot of other people who say this is the time to celebrate Christ and it's Merry Christmas, period.